What if I told you dreams had their own reality? They were a real place at a real time, and it wasn't just in your head. That's what we're talking about, thanks to Gay Lenovich. Shout out to Gay Lenovich, one of the, four subscribers we have here. But he's joining the conversation. He's talking about things. He's bringing up new stuff. And that was the question. Do you think that dreams have their own reality, or astral projection, or do you think all that stuff is just in your head? And that's a lot to unpack, and I will just refer back to the previous videos on astral projection. The CIA sees astral projection as real. Yeah, just that alone, it's real. Right? They've studied the literature, they've done all their homework, they studied the phenomenon to the nth degree with executive type people that are making millions of dollars a year kind of thing. These are important people. These are the people that are in charge of the defense of the country. So it's kind of like, again, like a X-Files sort of situation where it goes up in levels, and the director of the program, all that stuff. Anyway, so it was done with the U.S. Army. So the U.S. Army feels that this is a definite thing. Astral projection is a real phenomenon, that you send your consciousness out of your body. The Soviets were working on it as well. They don't have documents, they don't have freedom of the press, they don't have freedom of information as well. They don't have that. But there is a lot in the CIA literature that's what they were doing, and that's what they were interested in. I just made a video about the Vatican was also interested in it, and they had a lot of writings on it, manuscripts, and even little books on how to do it, how to do astral projection, and how to do it safely. So that is a real thing. I think we can nail that down. Now, if you personally don't want to nail that down as a real thing and say it's in your imagination and only in your imagination, it's fine. Everybody's free to believe whatever they want to believe. But I also, one of the first things that I did, probably the first 5, 10, 15 things that I did with astral projection, was to get validation that it was a real thing. I brought that up in past videos, and I won't go over it here, but I was completely satisfied that my validation could not happen in any other way, except that I was reading the future, which is even more far-fetched than my consciousness is going out of my body, which, hey, all the religions don't have a problem with, right? They believe that we have a soul, we have a consciousness that's separate from the body, and it's going to go out of the body when you die. All the religions believe that, one way or another. Even if you go back to paganism, animism, all of it, right? They all believe that. Well, honestly, who am I to say differently? That all those billions of people are wrong. Like almost everybody else that has ever studied it says it's real. Astral projection is definitely real. Why am I starting with astral projection? Because I found that if astral projection is real, then lucid dreaming is real too. How do I come to that conclusion? Because a lot of people will say dreaming or astral will live. Cut that part out. Lucid dreaming is just all in your head, just like every other dream that you've ever had, right? There is no scientific facts to this. None. Right? Yes, they do see that the brain reacts when you dream. Yes, well, hey, we knew that already. You see your grandpa in the chair nodding off and he's twitching like he's dreaming, that's not headline news. I mean, science got it down to where they're looking for signals from the brain or doing MRI while people are dreaming, and they can see that parts of the brain are more active. That's all they can see. It's not like in the movies where they have a little TV screen and they can see what's actually going on in there. They don't know if the brain is reacting to a dream that you're having or creating a dream that you're having. They don't know that. That's all hypothesis. A hypothesis is just another way of saying, I guess. Scientific way of saying, I guess. So, yes, a lot of the, armchair scientist thing is just pseudoscience wrapped up in a way to comfort themselves because they have a belief system that is uncomfortable with the idea that while they are dreaming their wildest and maybe privatest dreams, I don't know if that's a word, don't reuse that. A lot of private stuff is out there for everybody else to potentially see. That's a disturbing thought for a lot of people. Just the fact that there's another realm is a disturbing fact for another people. A disturbing fact for a lot of people. I can't get my words out today. But think about it. I mean, people are kind of, even religious people, they've been told God up there, Jesus up there, devil down there, hell down there. And they don't really kind of believe it. It's just stuff that they kind of go along with and kind of believe, kind of okay with believing. But then if they were to see it, that would change the whole worldview, even though it's kind of in their beliefs already. So we have these different levels of reality for ourselves. So it might be okay to have a belief in upper heaven and nothing else, okay? No astral realm. And then when you bring in the astral realm as a thing, it upsets people's belief, and it upsets them. We like our comfort zones because they're so damn comfortable, right? If we don't want them to be upset. This is how we understand the world. This is how we understand our lives. And honestly, where it really comes to, where the rubber really meets the road on your perspectives and your beliefs, it's how our minds try and predict the future so we don't get overly anxious about what the future could hold. If you don't know what the world is made of, how can you possibly make predictions about the future or your life? Right? And the mind is very well aware of that fact. Right? It wants to make predictions about where things are going to turn up 5 years from now. And if there's this other realm just sitting on top of this realm, existential crisis. So we can bypass all that by saying it's all in your head. And I think that's what that is, because there is no proof to that. None. There's no documents, there's no studies. Even I have personally disproven REM sleep, which is almost seen as a scientific fact. And I blow it out of the water just about every night. I laugh at it because I get up, I had this wonderful and vivid and amazing dream. Not lucid, just plain old dream stuff. And I was way far out of the REM sleep. I got sleep apps checking my sleep and when I am in REM sleep. And even if they're not accurate, it's out of the time span where REM usually happens. REM usually happens the late mid to end of your sleep cycle. It doesn't happen in the first hour or the first 2 hours usually. And I have woken up with the longest, most vivid dreams of all times in that time. And I just laugh, right? I'm dreaming, honestly, I'm dreaming in the first few seconds of falling, of not even, I'm just on my way to falling asleep. So it gets disproven by me every night. And that is a scientific fact. Um, Whatever. So, um, oh, let's go back to, well, what about lucid dreaming? So we take all that stuff in. For me, lucid dreaming is connected to astral projection. How do I get there? Because I use lucid dreaming to astrally project. I use that state because we dream every night. You're primed for it. You're built for it. You're ready for it. You're going to be dreaming, so you might as well take a chance at lucid dreaming. Practice makes perfect. You could do it a lot. And then you're in this perfect state, this launch pad to explore the universe consciously. I use lucid dreaming to astral project. When I'm in a lucid dream, I am doing things and usually experimenting with the lucid dreaming state and wanting to see things, but very quickly, and usually nowadays, it almost like 10 seconds into it, I'm like, let's go astral. And I just want to do it. I just desire to do it. And then the state comes to me, and then all the hallucinations that I have fade away, and I'm in this reality space. It's like this. It would be like if if I was here and then I thought people were walking by, we were having a party, and there was all this party noise and people laughing and drinks clinking and all that kind of stuff. And then when I decide to be astral projecting, all that stuff vanishes, and then it's just this room, just like it is right now. That's what it looks like. And yeah. And I've learned to keep my perspective open. So whatever I see is what I experience instead of trying to see things. Because when you try and see things in the astral, you're going to get it. You definitely see that a lot in in lucid dreaming, but you get a clearer vision of what things are in the astral because it's your awakened consciousness. It's this consciousness. It's not that dreamy, it's okay to see a giraffe driving a car kind of consciousness. I don't know where that consciousness comes from. I guess it comes from when we were really like infants and everything was okay. Anyway, yeah, so I launch it from there. So if astral projection is real, and I've proven it dozens of times, all these institutions have proven it dozens of times. Okay, so that's real. So if I take it from lucid dreaming, then the lucid dreaming is real too. So it's like if I walked into an apartment from I don't know, a fire escape, and I'm in the apartment, then it stands to reason that the fire escape is outside and it's just as real as the apartment. It's the same thing. So if astral projection is real, then lucid dreaming is real because that's the launching pad. And all it does is all astral projection does is take out the hallucinations, right? So you'd see all kinds of people back here and they're laughing and everything and blah, blah, blah. And then once you went astral, they would disappear and you just see the sofa and the wall and everything would be quiet. That's what it looks like. So yeah, that is how I feel. And everybody's free to think and believe whatever they want to believe. Right? But I would like everybody to have a shot at astral projection, because I think it would change the world. If everybody saw what I saw, if everybody could see what's really at play, what's really going on in the universe, in Earth, I think the whole race would be tremendously elevated beyond. We'd be like a Star Trek society. Yeah, so that's how I feel about it. That's what I've seen in my experience, and I just got to stay to the evidence that I see, and I don't try and push my view on anybody else, but it is part of this channel. I feel that astral travel is done when you get out of your body, and if you're out of your body in a non-conscious state, it is called a lucid dream, and if you get out of your body in a conscious state, it is an astral projection. And I have to say too, as a caveat to that as well, astral projection is different depending on how you enter that state. If you enter it from your physical, like if right now I was like, oh, and I meditated, that's me meditating, and I left my body, that astral projection is more stable. It's easier to stay out like that and do more and have more clarity like that. Whereas if you get into the astral from your lucid dream, it's less stable. It's harder to stay out. You'll have less time available to do the things that you want to do, and actually a potential of falling back into unconsciousness. It's like you bring your dream body with you when you leave the lucid dreaming, but it's like you're in your dream body, but now you're conscious. Whereas when you have an astral projection from the physical, you roll out of your body, you don't bring your dream body with you. I don't know if there's a dream body. I have heard people say that there was. I haven't seen one. And the literature on such things in other belief systems is scant at best. So who knows right now? And it's just a theory. That's a hypothesis. It's just a guess. I don't know. I might see something. I might not see something. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't make believe it is definite. But as far as this channel and my beliefs go, that's the belief that I have behind it. But my videos, when I do lucid dreaming videos, I just keep it to imaginary aspects and perspectives. I don't say that it is a launching site for astral projection. You can follow all the lucid dreaming tips you want in my lucid dreaming videos, and I won't be saying that, it's interchangeable, because I want people to see those videos and feel comfortable in that information and not be hitting them over the head with my personal perspectives, right? But I wanted to get the perspective out there, and Gay Linovich, right? Gay Linovich has put the question out there, and it's a great question. So every now and then I'm going to make videos like this on what people comment, and then I think what I'm going to do is change it up. So like what people comment, questions people have, and then I will have a video, say on Friday, that is created by me, maybe some tips or facts or figures, or like I had what the Vatican thinks of astral projection, or what the CIA thinks of astral projection. You can do those videos too, like on a Saturday, and kind of go off and on. So I always wanted to have videos where people commented, and so we could have a conversation going back and forth. Thank you very much for commenting. I like that somebody, with only 4 subscribers, somebody's commenting regularly. I know he won't be able to do that forever. He's said as much, but I appreciate it. So everybody else, drop comments below, ask questions, and maybe I'll do a video. All right, people, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the astral.